All right. Now, number 4 pretty much looks like the ones we did in number 3. I don't know why they put that in this section unless they made it a little harder. But you'll also see, like when we get to number 5, we're going to have some higher exponents. Same thing, as long as they've got it in the proper order, just take the first 2 together and start there. So if I have a 5v to the third minus a 7v to the second, my greatest common factor, 1v squared or just the v squared. It's 5 and 7 only are both divisible by 1. If I take out my v squared, I'm going to have 5v minus 7. So on my other 2 terms, my minus 10v plus my 14. So what do I have to divide a negative 10v by to get a positive 5v? A negative 2. That's why they stuck that in there, because now I got to do a negative out instead of a positive. So a negative 10v divided by negative 2 gives me positive 5v, and a positive 14 divided by a negative 2 is the minus 7. And we can see we did it correctly because we have our stuff that matches up. So our answer on this one's going to be, you guys are just speaking up so quickly.
What was that?
5v minus 7.
v2 squared minus 2.
V squared minus 2. So 5v minus 7 times v squared minus 2. Number 5, factoring by grouping. I can see that my exponents go from the highest one down, so it is in the proper order. I'm going to take the 15y to the 6th minus the 25y to the 4th, and the greatest common factor there would be 5y to the 4th, the lower of my 2 exponents. So if I take 15y to the 6th and divide out the 5y to the 4th, I get
3y squared.
3y squared, dividing my numbers and subtracting my exponents. If I have negative 25y to the 4th divided by 5y to the 4th, I get negative 5. So my other 2 terms, I have positive 21y squared minus 35. I have a 21y squared. I want to end up with 3y squared. So I'm going to need to divide that by 7. So a plus 7. And if I divide by 7, I would get 3y squared minus 5, which is what I want to get. So my common factor is that 3y squared minus 5. And my other factor would be
5y to the 4th.
plus my 7, right? And again, if I really wanted to, I could FOIL that out and check it. So number 6, looking at that one, 6, 4, 2, 0. They're all in the right order. They didn't do anything screwy on me. And so I'm going to take the v to the 6th minus the 2v to the 4th. But you do want to check that to make sure your variables are in descending order, because if they're not, you're going to want to rearrange it. So if I have v to the 6th minus 2v to the 4th, my greatest common factor is v to the 4th. And if I divide out my v to the 4th, I'm going to get v squared minus 2. So then I have negative 7v squared plus 14. What do I need to divide out of there?
7.
Not 7, but negative 7, because I want to end up with a positive v squared. So I need my signs to change, so I got to take the negative out. Negative divided by a negative makes that a positive, And a positive divided by a negative is going to make that a negative. And so my factors are going to be
b squared minus 2. And v fourth minus 7.